Okay, so on this template, we're going to look at pages. Now, on this page, this is the pages page, it's right here, already here. We're looking at the pages from mashfash.com, which is represented here in the menu, the pages. The menu obviously takes you to the pages. Now, the first page we're seeing here, this MFer, this is everything I ever wanted. MF is for Mashfash, not to confuse that for anybody. So that page is tagged as a home page. It does not show in the menu, which means that on the site, when we go away from this page, let's say that we go to the About page, there is no home page to go back to. So that's sort of what we call a landing page. And so it gives you just an idea of why we would have it not in the menu. The other reason not to have it in the menu would be if it's a footer, meaning it's, I'll show you again, back down here, powered by Dombot, takes you to another site, and that's a link in the footer. So therefore it's not going to be in this menu. Let's go back to all these other pages are in the menu, and they're also all showing in R, meaning retail. W is for wholesale. And what that means is we can effectively create two completely different sites for wholesale buyers as we can for retail buyers, simply by turning pages on or off. So let's say I wanted to show a video or a gallery only to wholesale users that are logged in as wholesale users, then I could just put that to W, to wholesale, and it will show in the menu, but only for wholesale users. So basically Mashfash can simultaneously build two completely separate websites with different products, different pages, different information, and the way people access that as a wholesale buyer is that they're set up with a special, their login email is registered by you, the site administrator, as a wholesale account, so they can see in wholesale prices, they can shop in wholesale prices if they want to. So getting back to the point here, so let's see, so we have a home page. We have, now this home page is built using something called a master template. My demo is a video. It's being built with a video gallery, again with the master template. There are some links here which link to other sites. So very quickly, if these are site examples, they pop up with the new site. So if I click that, it pops up a new site here. Bang, there it is. So that's built from Mashfash with a link. More video gallery stuff, more master template. The click and slide is something that very quickly shows a bunch of images. So if I go to my gallery here, you'll see very quickly this loads a number of images. Really, that was like in just a couple of seconds, it loaded them all. Again, if I do that again here, by the time you see it start to load, it's really, really fast. It's a great way to show off a very quick portfolio where people just want to get a quick sense of what you're doing. So that's the click and slide link we talked about, and the rest are all master templates with the various features. I'm going to go through each template in more detail, but I'll just show you how to make a new page and also how to make a shop category page. Now, on mashfash.com, there are no shop categories because I'm not selling anything. We're not selling anything here on Mashfash. But if we look at another site like Coco, here, these are the shop items. So if I go to cardigans, and it brings up these beautiful cardigans. So these are shop categories: shoes, cardigans. These are subcategories of cardigans, jewelry, subcategories of jewelry, skirts. So that's basically how. So let me show you how to do that. So let me actually go to. Well, I'll just stop making a page. So to make a new page, like let's say I want to make a new page called events or something, a new event or something. These are my template options. My master template, which they said can build anything like a home page, an about page, maybe a special page, a contact page. And I'm going to do the next tutorial about that. Master template slider, which I talked about, can join a bunch of master templates. The click and slide, which you can very quickly put up a bunch of images. Video gallery, which of course you can see on Mashfash, can bring up one video, or it can bring up a whole bunch of videos, which is pretty slick. So you can have here, there's 4 videos. You can have an infinite number of videos, or certainly a very large amount of them. So that's the video gallery. Data entry is a form type of entry which can be used for different things. Let's have a look on Hammett, where he's using this very creatively. He's using it for his Stockus page, where I put in the data, I put in the name, the address, the phone number. Sometimes I put in a web URL. So these are his Stockus, and there's a good deal of them. So this was built using that data entry form. But also he used the same data entry form for his contact section, so general inquiries, Hammett headquarters, wholesale inquiries. So it's sort of it's a flexible form entry system. Somebody else uses it for events. So there's a number of things that you can do with that data entry. Price list is pretty much what it sounds like, creating a simple price list. Link I talked about. If you were to link to a blog or some other site, you would use link. So that's the basic templates. Now for now, I'm going to add a new page. So I'm going to say master template, and I'm going to call this event. Now the parent is the root because it's just going, there's no subfolders yet to put it in. So save and add content. Now let's say I did want to have 3 or 4 events. I'm going to come back to this. Really, this is more about how to lay out the pages than to actually build the pages. But there's my event. It's added already. So I'm going to put it here under my demo, drag and drop. It defaults to menu, it defaults to retail. And then let's say I want to have 2 events under that event. So I'm going to add a new page. I'm going to call it, again using the master template, and I'm going to call it event 1. I'm intentionally using lowercase, or sometimes maybe whatever you call that, where you have the first letter capitalized. Now the parent on this one, I'm going to make my event, which I could also have called events. I probably should have called events. So actually, before I do that, let me just call it events. Give you a sense of how to navigate around here. So it's called events. Now I'm going to go back to pages. I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to make it a master template, and I'm going to call it event 1. Now the parent of this, if I want to make it a subfolder, is events, not event. So now what happens is when I go back to pages, I'll see this page here as an event. I'll add another one just to make it logical. So I have a sub category, event 2, parent events. Save and add content. Now when I go to Mashfash, I don't actually have to do anything else. This is all I have to do. I come back to Mashfash, refresh it, and here are my events. So right here, close or open that, and here are my event pages. Right now those pages are blank. But that's about, that gives you an idea of how to create these pages in the menu. So we're going to come back, as I said, in the next tutorial and look at the specific way of how to build a page using that master template. So for now, I'm going to turn those off. So I have different ways. I can delete them here using the X, or I can just turn them off by taking them out of the menu and out of retail mode. So they won't display anywhere. So I'll go back to Mashfash. Notice I don't have to save anything to do that. I just have to refresh it. Everything's instant. Okay, so now it's saying it's on a page that doesn't exist anymore. If I go to another page, I can't get back to those events. It's like they no longer exist. Okay, and then if I go back to the landing page, as you remember, that's also somewhat hidden. Okay, so that's how you create a a page within your site, but that does not enable you to make shop categories. Shop categories operate under a different set of rules. Now let's just say theoretically that I'm selling t-shirts on mashfash.com, and I may want to do that soon. So I want to make a shop category, and I want to call it shop mash. And the parent is going to be on the root by default. Let's see where it appears by default. Okay, it shows a spot, so it's in red, so it's easy to identify. I'll put that at the top. Now you can see that here if I refresh. There's shop mash. Now there's nothing there right now, but that's what I'm going to call my shop. Let's go back. I want to add some categories to that shop. So I'm going to add a new shop category. I'm going to call it t-shirts. T-shirts. Get my spelling right. Okay, now the parent to that I'm going to say is shop mash. Now what is that going to do? That's going to put my t-shirts category underneath shop mash, see? Right there. And that's where I will add my products. So right now, if I go to my t-shirts, there's no products. There's no products to add yet, but when there are, I can add them there, or I can go to my products and add them to this category t-shirts. So I'll just make one more. Just for the heck of it, call it mugs, because I might make coffee mugs or something silly like that. So shop mash, mugs. Okay, so it's right there. There's my categories. Again, back on Mashfash, I don't have to do anything. It's already done. I just have to refresh it. And there's my t-shirts and my mugs. Again, right now, there's nothing there because I haven't put any products associated with them. But that's the basics of it, how to start building pages, at least how to lay them out in this view. So now lookbook mode is a different mode than the e-commerce mode, the standard e-commerce mode. We'll look at that a little bit later. It's for those who just want to show their products in a very simple way, more of a lookbook, simple way to navigate through, especially on the iPad. So we'll look at that more when we're building building actual products and categories. So that's it for this tutorial, and the next tutorial will be on specific templates. We're going to start with the master template.